believe it was back in 1968 when I met Stevie Ray Vaughan. And, a lot of folks don't know this, but, there's always a man behind the man. And, Stevie Ray Vaughan, we all know he went on to become a real famous musician, guitar player, and, changed a lot of things in music. But, I don't like to tell people this much, but I'm not much one for bragging and, storytelling, but, I met Steve Ray Vaughan and I kind of took him under my wing. And so I think it was 1968. I had just gotten out of a stint in TDC down in Texas. And them boys play rough down there. You got here in Brotherhood. And, fortunately, I'm a white folk, so them Marion Brotherhood, they treat me good. Big Mike and Slicer and Jim Slim or Slim Jim or whatever his name was. But the way it worked with these boys is, you go in there and they respect you, you respect them, and you follow the rules of the land. They lay down the law of the land, and if you don't, you go in there, you steal one of their soup or something, you're gonna get shanked. And it's the same rules that applied in 1968. I got out of TDC and I had nothing but a few coins in my pocket and a guitar on my back. And back in these days, I had a what you call it, a Taylor guitar. Taylor is a very good guitar maker. I don't think they're around no more, but back then they made what we called a parlor guitar, and you sit down and you play a few licks. And what we used to do is all us guitar players and musicians and talented folk, we would we'd sit up on a street corner, and I had myself a real good corner. And the rule of the land was, if you have your street corner and you're, just an honest musician, talented man, making an honest living, trying to get your daily bread, you don't take another man's street corner. So, 1968, winter rolls around, it's real cold outside, and, I'm putting my cap down, and, it's just the code among bows is, you go out there, you get a street corner, you make an honest living. And you don't take another man's street corner. You don't take the corner next to him. You don't take the catty corner, and you don't take the other corner. You don't take none of them three corners. If that man got one corner, he got all four corners. So you got one corner, you got all four. And I'm out there making, a pretty good living and making, more money than I have since before the stock market crashed and the economy collapsed back in 1929. But I'm making pretty good money around these times, and I go out there one day. I bring my guitar, set my hat down. I'm ready to make my day's bread, and I start playing my guitar, and I hear this wailing noise over yonder, and I look up and look over yonder, and there's a young boy, all of 14 to 15, 16 years old. I don't know how old he is, but he sure is younger than me. He was definitely younger than I was. And I seen him over there on the corner, and he's playing his little electric guitar. And, back in 1968, electric guitars, it was a new kind of thing. Mostly colored folk playing them, but there's this white boy, and he got little shaggy hair, and he's sitting out there playing electric guitar. He got a portable amplifier. And I'm looking at this kid and thinking, God damn, this boy is not playing by the rules of the land. He's going to get himself hurt. So being the man that I was, I figured, I'd go over and introduce myself and, introduce myself, tell him, Hey, look, man, this here's my corner, and there are plenty of corners around here in these parts, and you can go find your own corner. So I walk on over yonder, and I walk up to the kid, and he's got his cap down, and people are leaving him tips, and I says to him my name, and he tells me My name's Stephen. Nice to meet you, sir. I see you got yourself a guitar too. I says, yes, son, I sure do. And this here's my corner. And the thing, Stephen, you need to understand is you're lucky you crossed paths with me and not another man. You know, if he had met Jethro or Lucky or any of them other men, he might have gotten a knife in the gut. But me, we just exchanged words like two men, and I says, look, Stephen, the way it works is if a man sets down his hat and he's getting tips from playing guitar, and that man the man who tips walks across the street, and there's another boy playing guitar, he ain't gonna have a tip to leave in his hat too. And the vice versa, if a man is walking down the street corner and he throws a tip in your hat, and then he goes across the street and comes by my hat on my street corner, he ain't gonna leave a tip for me neither. So I tell Steven, I says, look, son, this just ain't gonna work out. You're gonna have to find a new place. So Steven looks at me and, he's a young boy, young buck, doesn't know what he's doing out here, and he looks and says, yes, sir, I understand, sir, and I apologize, and, if you wouldn't mind, I don't mean to waste much of your time, but, I seen you play, and I'd heard you, and you're pretty darn good. I said, well, yeah, I learned from the best, Lightning Hopkins and B.B. King and Tommy Johnson and Lead Belly and, all them folks. And he says, look, I don't want to waste your time, but I'd love it if you could teach me a few licks and riffs on the guitar. Take me under your wing a little bit, show me the ropes. I'm new to Austin, Texas. I've never been around these parts no more. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Things a little bit different there, and I'd love to learn how to play me some music. Now, Steven didn't know it at the time, but he had just struck gold because I knew all them folks in Tennessee and in Memphis at Sun Studio, and I used to record back in the day with different musicians, and, I've been around a little bit. So I think to myself, I says, okay, I'll teach this boy some licks, see what you got. And the boy was not real good at guitar. So Steven picks up the guitar, starts playing, and, I show him some licks, and day after day, every single day, Steven come out there and I'll show him different licks and riffs on the guitar. I help him write his first few songs, which ended up being on his first album. And I taught Steven my style of playing guitar. So there came a time when I actually ended up getting arrested for armed robbery, but that's another story. And years later, I hear about a man named Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now, Stevie Ray Vaughan is a famous guitar player, and he's, making all this money and touring all over Texas and the United States. And, little old me, I'm sitting here thinking, gosh damn, that sure looks like the boy I used to know. And when I was tutoring him and teaching him guitar, I introduced him to a friend of mine and a record producer at Sun Studios, and I played a few shows with Steven back in the day and kind of made a name for himself in Austin. But I ain't never think he gonna, get himself a record deal or nothing. But lo and behold, he's playing all over the world, and he's, worldwide famous, and he rebranded himself Stevie Ray Vaughan. And the funny thing about that is Stevie is a nickname that I gave him. And Ray is actually not his middle name. That's just kind of a nickname that I came up with. So, I used to call him Stevie Ray Vaughan. And he took that and ran with it and made all this money. And, next thing you know, he's one of the most famous guitar players in the world. And I'm still busking on this old street corner here, but that's okay. Because there comes a lot of time in a man's life where, you really make a difference. And that's truly what really meant to me, was that, I made a difference in the world, made an impact on it. Back in 1968, there was a young boy named Steven, and I took him under my wing and, taught him some licks on the guitar, taught him how to play for an audience and people, and, teached him where to set his hat down and make an honest living and make his day's bread. Taught him where to sit on a street corner, and I teached him his name too, Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's the name I came up with for him. So a lot of people don't know that, but I actually am the one. I took Stevie Ray Vaughan under my wing, and I'm the reason that he ended up getting a record contract in the first place. If I'd taught him something, Stevie Ray Vaughan this very day would still be out there on some street corner in Austin, Texas, playing for change or whatever that new stuff they have today is called. That kind of what's that new computer money they call it? The bitcoins. Stevie Ray Vaughan would be playing for bitcoins or with that new computer money. But yeah, that's a story, and I keep thinking about back in the day, with things being different, if I maybe had kept playing with him, but, he was so gosh darn awful at playing guitar, I didn't really want to put my name on anything, but come to think of it, I'm actually on a few of his records. I just remembered his first few records, I actually played lead guitar and Stevie played rhythm, and a lot of people don't know that. When I wasn't looking for fame or money. I just loved damn music, man. I just loved making me some music, playing some music. Track down a few bears and play some music. And so Stevie, I let him take all the credit for it, and that's fine. And he found his own way in the world, and now he's a household name. So every time I see an old Stevie Ray Vaughan record, I hear myself playing guitar on there, and Stevie's backing me up, and I think to myself, I done good in this world. I ain't got no regrets. I may have done a few stints in the joint a few times, and ran with the Yeggs for a while, but man, a man ain't got nothing if he don't got a heart of gold. Yeah, that's something that Neil Young made a song about, and yeah, next time you come by, I'll tell you a story about Neil Young. Oh boy, yeah, back in the day, that kid, he really needed direction. Neil Young had a problem with drugs and couldn't play music right, and didn't know how to sing, and actually, I taught him how to sing the way that Neil Young sing. Got an interesting voice, and yeah, I'll maybe tell y'all that story next time you come by. So. Yeah, that's just how, that's how she rolls, how the cookie crumbles. And, we'll talk about it next time. All right, now, nice, Sam.